Hello, my name's Alex Philly and today I'm playing Boss Monster on the PC. This game was originally one of the Kickstarter projects and it was a card game that you could actually go out and physically buy. This is the PC version on Steam of the game that you can get on the tablet version. This one is considered the full version of that, so you basically have single player mode. So you can have you versus another boss, or you can have 2 or 3 other bosses battling against you. You can have worldwide multiplayer against other people, and you can have multiplayer against friends as well, so you can get a room code and then share that with people. Beyond that, there's also some expansions you can get, and there's a card gallery to show you all the cards that are in the game. There's a wide range of cards, so that includes the room cards, the spell cards, heroes, and even the bosses as well, so there's quite a range there. There's also a tutorial which teaches you the basic ways of how to play the game. So you start by picking a mode, then you can choose how many opponents you're going to face against. Then you choose any expansions if you've unlocked them. One of them you can unlock if you win 40 times. So then when you do that, you are randomly dealt a boss card, and that's your main character for the game. So each of these have different bonuses. You get to level up once you hit a certain amount of experience. So then you'll have the other opponents which have the different bosses, and they're going to have the different effects as well. So at the start of the game you get 7 cards and you've got to discard 2. So you've got to pick 2 that are worth the least and get rid of those ones. So then what you do is, for the first 2 turns you build rooms. They can range from trap rooms to monster rooms, and certain rooms can only be upgraded in a certain way. Some rooms that you place let you pick an opponent as well, and they will have some kind of negative effect on them. And every turn you get a new room card, and then later on you can get spell cards as well, which do damage and affect enemy heroes. So after the second turn, then the heroes start appearing from town. These have a certain amount of hit points. If you kill the hero, then you get some soul points. If the hero makes it all the way to you, the boss, then they'll do some damage, and if you have 5 of the wounds counters, then you will die. But if you get 10 of the souls counters, then you will win. And this is the same for any other bosses. Things can be quite tough when you start out because you may not be able to build up a strong dungeon quickly, and the enemy heroes you may face might be quite strong. But already in this playthrough I've taken quite a bit of damage because my rooms weren't strong enough to kill all the enemy heroes. Also, it's worth noting that each of the room cards you place has some kind of treasure attached to it. If you have a lot of a certain treasure, and that will attract a certain range of heroes. It's both a good thing and a bad thing, because if you attract too many heroes but your rooms are weak, you won't be able to defeat them, so in the end you'll just be dealing more wounds to yourself. You can cast quite a range of spells on both your heroes, heroes that are in your dungeon, and you can also cast spells against enemy dungeons and enemy bosses. Some of those can be quite potent, like the freezing one, which stops one of the rooms working. And you can also play other spells that counteract ones you cast, and so on. Compared to some other card games, quite a lot of it is luck based. You may end up with a really bad selection of rooms, and there's not really too much you can do about that, except maybe hope that your opponent lures too many of the enemies in. So I guess it's kind of tricky, and the more opponents you have, the more chance they're going to steal away some of your heroes and cast spells on you. So it does make it trickier when there's more opponents, but it makes it more fun as well. The art style's quite nice. It's in quite like a nice pixel style, and there's also a lot of humour and in-jokes. So you'll see like certain cards, and they can remind you of people from certain franchises. So you've got like, if you like Game of Thrones characters and you've got Harry Potter characters, that kind of thing. So there's like humour and in-jokes in pretty much everything the game has to offer. And it's, yeah, I quite like the visual style. The music's quite nice, but I guess it does get a bit repetitive because it was designed for a tablet, so you can understand why the music's sort of samey. One problem I have with the game is the pacing. It is quite slow paced, and obviously they're showing you the heroes moving through the enemy dungeons, but you should be able to skip it. And also, annoyingly, the text is really small on the cards. The only way you can read what the cards say is to actually click on it and zoom in. Otherwise you can't really see what the card says. Whereas in something like Hearthstone, it's just so much more clearer what's going on. So it's a shame they've not done anything to address that, but I think they did make a card game sequel, so maybe they'll do another sequel for the PC game and the tablet game as well. I do enjoy this game. It's a nice break from other games I've played, and I quite like the card combat. It's quite cool. So I probably will play it in a little while. I'll show you some online matches if I can. So let me know if you want me to make any more of these videos, and I'll happily play it again and do some more commentary over it.